In a regular automobile engine, we talked about this last time. We have the piston, it goes up and down, it's hooked to the crankshaft, so every time you shoot a spark, it pushes the piston down hard and turns the crank wheel, okay? When you take an object like a piston and you accelerate it, it takes energy to get it going. And then when it gets to the top, it takes energy to stop it. And then it takes energy to get it going the other direction. And not only does that waste energy, starting, stopping, but it also creates a lot of vibrations. And because of the vibrations in the engine, you can't run it very fast. A regular gasoline engine might run between 4,000 and 6,000 rotations per minute, okay, which 4,500 would be more typical for a regular gasoline engine. If you think about it, that means that 4,500 times a minute, you're lighting the spark and giving an explosion and getting that much energy. What if you could run it twice as fast? That means you would burn twice as much fuel, you'd generate twice as much power. So the secret to really make a powerful piston engine would be to change it to much higher RPMs. In fact, what you'd like to do is get up around 20 to 30,000 RPMs. Then you could get enough power out of it to make it light enough to put it in something like an airplane. But in order to be able to have it turn that fast, you can't have a piston going back and forth, beating itself to death and wasting energy, starting, stopping. And so that's where the magic of this design comes. And it's kind of ingenious. I want to show you a picture of a Wankel engine. This is looking inside the engine that I converted for Mr. Lear. Can you see that triangle? It turns around and it compresses gas and expands, but it's just going in a circle. The problems with the Wankel engine are it has a big sill on the top that has to go all the way around there. It wears out. It's hard to lubricate. Wankel engines have to squirt oil in with the gasoline so they put out a little more smoke. And they've been a lot. The Mazda made the RX-2, which was a Wankel engine, and I had one and it was fun. But they never really caught on because there's a real problem with that design. There's another rotary engine. I'll just show you a photograph of this. This shows you how wacky they can get. See that one?
Wow.
Shows little funny gears. So that thing turns and compresses the gas and gets work out. I've got a little video of that. Let's put it in motion. Here we go.
Oh, goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So that's how that one works. And no, it didn't catch on.
Yeah.
So making an engine that has pure rotary motion, nothing going back and forth, it's just spinning, like a jet turbine just spins. Jet turbines, by the way, can go at very high RPMs. That's why they're so light for the power, one of the reasons. They're also very simple, so they're very reliable. You need to have an engine that's incredibly reliable. And so that's kind of the challenge we have with these engines, and that's what we're working on. So we're now designing the next prototype. We've been doing what engineers call an engineering study. So we figure out the diameter, the shape, the rotations, the compression ratio and everything, and then we put it in a computer and we model it using engineering, using math, using chemistry and physics to try to optimize it. And there are things about this engine that will make it much more efficient than even a regular internal combustion engine, but more efficient than a jet turbine.
Okay.
And if we can get all this to work just right, it's going to be a big, big deal. We'll be able to use them in hydrogen cars. We think we'll be able to use them as an engine for jets. Because of the simplicity of the design, which is really bizarre, we think we'll even be able to make little drones. You know how you have little electric motors? The only problem with drones, they can only go 20 or 30 minutes and they have to go charge the batteries. Well, if you could have just a little gas tank there with these little engines, you could have them fly for hours, which would be pretty neat, wouldn't it?
It'd be fabulous. So is it the Billings turbine, the Billings engine, the Billings turbine engine?
Amen.
Amen.
Yeah, we'll see how it comes out.
Oh, okay.
I call it the Billings turbine when I'm talking about the version that we're designing to go on an airplane. And that version has to be very, very, very lightweight. We're more concerned about it being light than being affordable. We'll pay a little more, but it's got to be really light. The Billings engine is the one that we would use, say, in an automobile. It can be a little heavier, but it's got to be affordable. Both should be efficient.
This is exciting.
It is exciting.
Very exciting.
And if it doesn't work, I won't tell you any more about it.
Okay, so stay tuned.
Just stay
They're going to
tuned.
watch every Wednesday to find out about your engine.
Well, it's just exciting. So rotary engines then, just in summary, is an engine that everything's in pure rotary motion. If you got something reciprocating, that means going back and forth, that's not a rotary engine. In a turbine, can we put that turbine back up again? The jet turbine, if you look at this, see how it's just all symmetrical and it's just spinning around. That is a pure rotary motion engine. And that's what we want to do with this engine. But we don't, when that's spinning around, you have gases that leak around those compressors. The compressors are very hard to manufacture. That's where we think there's a real opportunity to improve the efficiency, lower the cost, and make a big difference. So there's a problem of cost, problem of efficiency. If we can get these things perfected for the same amount of fuel, you'll be able to get on an airplane and fly further. A big cost of flying in a jet is fuel, a real big cost. If we can lower that, it would make a big difference, okay?
It'd make a huge difference.
So a pure rotary engine means, pure rotary motion means nothing reciprocates. It just spins around. And if someone can come up with an ingenious way to do that, they just may have a major breakthrough.